Okay, so in this first method, what I have here is my piping bag fitted with a tip, and I've just put it into a drinking glass just so I can easily scoop the icing in. I have two colors for this. I have this pink buttercream, and I'm just going to go ahead and scrape that onto one side of the bag and just keep it as best I can on the one side. I'm going to use the blue buttercream and place it on the other side of the bag. Now obviously I'm just doing this with two colors, but you could definitely use 3 or more if you wanted. I find for this technique 2 to 3 is best. So then once I have that filled, then I'm just going to simply take my top of my bag and close it up. Just make sure I squeeze the frosting down towards the tip, and then I will just wrap it and ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to test this out and just make sure I have both colors showing before I use it on my cupcake. And then once I see both, I can go ahead and just pipe the top of my cupcake with my multicolored frosting. I'll just show you what that looks like here. And there you go. There's the first method to making multicolored frosting. Alright, so for the second method, I'm just going to take my first empty piping bag and I'm going to just fold it over, and then I'm going to fill it with my first color buttercream. So I'm just going to fill it again here with this blue buttercream. I'm just going to fill it about a half to 2/3 full. I don't really want to fill it up too much. I'm just going to scrape it along the sides, and then I'll fold that up. And you notice I did not put a tip in this bag, and that was on purpose. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here with my second piping bag. I'm going to fill that up with my second color. Again, if you were using 3 colors for this, you would just need to fill up your third color with your third bag. So again, I'm just going to fill it up about half to 2/3 full. I don't want to fill it up too much because I'm going to place both of these inside a third bag. Just go ahead and scrape that along the sides, and then just again fold it up. And just make sure that you haven't put a tip in these for this second method. Just make sure you squeeze it all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm just going to take my shears and just cut off the bottom so it's open. Just go ahead and squeeze that to the bottom, and do the same thing with your other color. Just go ahead and cut about 1 inch of the bag off the bottom. All right, now these are ready for the second method. Okay, so I'm just going to take my piping bag that's been fitted with my tip and just fold it over my drinking glass. You can obviously do this just, holding it in your hand as well, but I like this method. It just makes it easier for me to get both the bags inside my one bigger bag. So I'm going to place one on one side, and I'm going to place my other bag on the other side. And this can take a little bit of maneuvering to make sure that both are fitted down in there, so you can kind of see they're not quite fitting down there inside the tip like I want. So you just want to try to smush them around like that, just so that they go both inside the tip. And that might take just, like I said, a little bit of maneuvering on your end. And once you have it, you are ready to go ahead and pipe your cupcake with your multicolored frosting. So again, I'm just going to test it here. Just squeeze it out until I can see both colors coming through the tip. So right now I just have the blue frosting. All right, and there we go. I got both colors coming through. I'm just going to take my cupcake and just show you how it looks. Trying to do this one-handed. Probably not recommended. And there you are. There is your second method for multicolored frosting. For this third method, we're going to use plastic wrap. We've got 2 bags here again filled with our frosting. You could also use a spoon for this, but I decided to fill up 2 piping bags so I had some nice neat line that I'm going to pipe with this. I'm just going to take my first piping bag, and again, you don't need a tip for this method. That's why you can also just use like a spoon or a spatula. So you're just going to then pipe out just some long lines of your frosting. You can do this with 2 colors. You can do this with 3, 4, 5, 6, really. Sky's the limit with this. So you just want to keep piping out long lines right onto your plastic wrap or spoon, whatever you're using. This is a great method to use if you don't have any piping bags or tips for this. So just pipe them out, and you can layer them on top of each other like I'm doing here. So if you're using multicolors, you would want to then just continue to kind of mix up the different lines that you're using and use all your different colors. So once you've got a few lines like that, you're going to take your plastic wrap and you want to just roll it into a log. And then you're going to take one end of the plastic wrap and you're just going to want to kind of peel it back so that one end is exposed, because that's the end then that we're going to slide into our piping bag or a freezer bag if that's all you have, which will be fine. So I'm going to take that one end, I'm going to just push that right into the piping bag that I have fitted with my tip. And there you go. All you have to do is fold up the end and you'll be ready to pipe using the plastic wrap method. And I'll just show you that right now with a cupcake. Just practice right now just to get a little bit, make sure the colors are coming out, which it is, which is great. So just go ahead and pipe out. And you guys can see how it works with the plastic wrap. As you can see, you get that kind of nice like ombre effect with that. And there you go. There's your two-tone frosting using plastic wrap.